Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second game of our doubleheader today between Brescia and IU Southeast. Alongside Kyle Hawkins is Steven Newts. Steven.
After a marathon, we're back at it for game number 2 here.
And Cade Reynolds is going to be the starting pitcher for IU Southeast as he fires a strike in there, cut on and missed by the center fielder Marco Miller. I'll give you the Grenadier defense quickly. It is going to be the same as game 1, and left to right in the outfield we have Long, White, and Powell. Then around the infield is Shield, Putnam, Burdett, and Flock. And then new battery, Cade Reynolds will be throwing to Casey Brown here in game 2.
Cade Reynolds makes his 6th start. Eighth appearance overall. He's 2-0 on the season in 19 2/3 innings of work, 14 strikeouts to 11 walks.
And 1-2 pitch there. We'll miss just outside. Very similar lineup for Brescia. Miller, Hubner, Foti, Clements, Gamble. One addition to the lineup is in that 6th spot in the form of Camden Brothers. He replaces Kendall Courts, which was also a late change from the coaching staff. So wonder if there's any injury bug going on there. Followed by Cossett, Benoit, and Troutman. That pitch cut on and missed. Good job there from Cade Reynolds to get him down swinging.
Good start for Cade Reynolds there. As we've talked about throughout this series, the Grenadier starters have struggled in the opening innings of work. We'll see how Cade can do here, but that's a positive sign.
Absolutely. That'll bring up the second baseman, Gavin Hubner. And as we are talking about the possible injury bug, that one's going to be chopped up the middle, and that's going to be through for a base hit for Hubner. Do see the head athletic trainer for the Grenadiers, Kristen Simro, in the dugout talking to Kendall Courts, so we hope everything is all right for him over there. And that'll bring up Johnny Foti.
I won't speculate on the injury, but I do wonder. We had that play where the ball kind of got past him in right field there, where a couple runs scored in the last inning. I wonder if maybe something happened on that play.
And it looks like, just from our view, could be getting wrapped up on what appears to be maybe a hamstring, which those are never fun to deal with. Good comeback pitch there for Reynolds. He evens things up to Foti, who only is tasked with playing a single position.
Yes. He's
not trying to pitch, hit, and do all the things in this one.
Not pulling double duty here in game 3.
Yeah, 1-2 pitch to Foti. Gets away from him just a bit. Be interesting to see how both teams, respond to just a really sloppy game all around. And that one cut on and missed. So another good pitch there by Reynolds, and that's the second strikeout here in the first.
He seems confident. He's aggressive so far. I think that's what we saw issues with the previous 2 starters. I don't think their breaking stuff worked very well either early on. And so far, he seems to have everything working pretty well.
Yeah, left fielder Mikey Clements gets his first crack in game 2. Grenadiers, of course, took both games 1 and 2. But, like I was saying, Stephen, after just a sloppy game one, Reynolds trying to, get off on a good foot. Like you mentioned, the previous starting pitchers for the Grenadiers not off to a great starts. See if he can settle and have a relatively harmless first inning, but Clements has other ideas.
Well, and I think, you're looking at a senior. You want him to come out and kind of calm everybody down here. Be one of the senior leaders in that pitching rotation to come out and eat some innings and put up some zeros. When that hasn't happened early in games, and I think that kind of has thrown everybody off a little bit. You're playing from behind, trying to dig out of a hole every game, and it's been able to work out, but certainly isn't where you want to start from.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to test your luck every time. That one's going to be chopped and foul.
Well, and the other thing, too, is, you're looking at postseason seeding, positioning, and that type of thing. The Grenadiers have already lost 2 out of 3 to Shawnee State. You just don't want to put together any more losses here, particularly at home. They've got 2 tough road trips coming up to Oakland City and IU Kokomo before they wrap up the regular season here at home against IUPUC. You need to give yourself some wiggle room if possible. So you don't want to drop home games if you can avoid.
Off goes Hubner, and Hill will have to return back. As Hubner was off on the pitch with it being full count, 2 outs. Another one. This one popped up. Also going to get out of play. Thought that one had a chance to stay in. Per usual, I was wrong. Another payoff pitch to Clements. That one also going to be out of reach and out of play. Clements putting together a good battle, especially with 2 strikes. Reynolds also battling, trying to make sure he doesn't allow a free base. So we'll have, I believe, what is the third or fourth full count offering. That one's hit hard. Good snare by Putnam. And a great throw is going to get him. What a play by the shortstop. A good diving grab up the middle and a strong throw from a knee. So that's going to do it. And Grenadiers off to a much better start here in Game 3 as Reynolds gets a couple of punchies, and then a great play by his shortstop will send us to the bottom of the first. No score. Slater Shields going to be your leadoff batter for IU Southeast in the bottom of the first. Talking in between innings, first time IU Southeast has held the Bearcats scoreless in the top of the first this series. Your lineup stays the same outside of the substitution of Brown for Murphy. So it'll be Shield, White, Powell, Putnam, Burdette, Flock, Brown, Goodwin, Long, and obviously your starting pitcher is Cade Reynolds. So Manning Webb set to deliver. First pitch fielded by Troutman, going to have to be a good throw, and it is. He's going to get Shield just in time. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Webb.
Strong throw across there by Troutman. He's played a good shortstop here this series.
That he has. That makes way for Mason White. Manning Webb is the leader in strikeouts for this Bearcats pitching staff. On the year in his 9th start, he's got a 5.22 ERA across 40 innings. He's given up 48 hits. Also has struck out 34, only walking 14. So I'd say this is one of the better arms for the Bearcats pitching staff.
And a good battle here, lefty on lefty here. Can Webb work through White?
That's going to be bobbled by Hubner, and he's going to lose his footing, so he can't recover, so that's going to be an E4.
So that looked like Webb had won the battle on this particular instance, but an error will put White on. I thought even after he kind of booted it, he was still going to have a play, but then he lost his footing, and White's able to be aboard.
So after that, Mason White will reach first. And Luke Powell has an opportunity to get the scoring started. That one just clips the inside corner. The wind's starting to pick up a little bit here at Cutter Sports Complex. That one's in there for strike 2. The 0-2 pitch to Murphy. In the dirt, but Mason's off, and he's going to be out. Has a good recovery by Gamble, and he's going to cut White down stealing.
Gamble's had some, he hasn't had a lot of help with his middle infield on some stolen bases there on this play with the ball in the dirt. He fires a good strike down there and is able to retire White, so gets a little bit of payback.
So the count now 1-2 to Luke Powell. That one's hit well. I don't know if he got all of it, but the wind pushing it out. And a good job by Miller to track that one down just before the warning track. So he'll work around an error with the caught stealing, and they'll go in order. So nothing doing here in the first inning after an absolute marathon in game 1. No score here heading to the second in game 2. Bryce Gamble, after a nice recovery and throw in the top half, or bottom half, I guess, rather. Words are tough. He'll lead things off for Brescia in the top of the second. That one smoked. That's got a chance to get out of here. And it does. Home run for Bryce Gamble as that one was smoked.
That got out of here real quick. For Gamble, home run number 7. He leads the team in home runs and adds to it. And an early lead once again for the Bearcats.
Brings up the right fielder, Camden Brothers. First pitch swinging off the hands a little bit, but Burdett will snare that one. So quick bounce back for Reynolds. Josh Cossett came in to catch in game 1, but is the designated hitter here in game 2. That one rolled over weakly to Burdett and there in plenty of time. So after the solo shot, 2 quick outs for Reynolds. And now the first baseman, Hugo Benoit.
Nice bounce back here from Reynolds after giving up the solo shot.
That one's hit high, and with this wind, it may blow it back into play. And just going to be nowhere close to anybody, so that'll get down for a foul ball. The 0-1 pitch from Reynolds. That one's hit high. Not the easiest of plays. Shields going to come to catch that, as I thought Putnam may have tried to call him off, but ball's caught nonetheless. So long solo shot for Bryce Gamble starts the scoring here as Brescia jumps out to a 1-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the second here in New Albany. Cody Putnam steps in to have his first opportunity to face Manning Webb, who worked a efficient bottom of the first. Would have been 3 up, 3 down traditionally in order. However, the error, but then caught stealing.
Only 10 pitches and then a leadoff bunt foul there by Cody. So, yeah, very efficient start.
And his battery mate gives him the lead coming back out in his second inning of work. Good fastball in on the hands of Putnam. Webb quickly ahead 0-2. Cut on and miss, strike 3. And Gamble will throw down to the first baseman. Webb starting very nicely here. Grenadiers going to need to get something going because you got to remember this is a 7-inning contest. So
first strikeout for Webb there.
that one's going to miss as well. Off the glove of Gamble. Big swing and a miss from Burdett. The 2-1. Count now 3-1. Grenadier dugout looking for something to cheer for. That could do something and get them started.
That'll work.
I'll bring up Max Flock now, looking for the Grenadiers' first hit still. First pitch to Max Flock will miss high. That one doesn't clip the corner either.
Nice job here by Flock early in this at bat. I thought he was a little free swinging in the game earlier today. So
Pick-off attempt.
Which, if you run into one, works out pretty well, but
saw quite a few balls fouled off by Flock in the first game. Good job by Gamble to pick that one clean. That'll keep Burdett at first. But the count does move to 3-1 here to Max Flock. Back-to-back walks now for Webb. Grenadiers have a couple aboard.
So the Grenadiers have something cooking now, and it'll be Casey Brown, the catcher here in game 2 with 2 on.
See if he can find Grenadiers' first hit of the afternoon. And that one's going to get through the legs of Gamble. The runners move up, both now into scoring position.
It was called a strike.
Interesting.
Yeah, he signaled it immediately, and I'm very confused, to be honest with you. But
well, it'd be like that sometimes, Stephen. But see if Brown can battle here. Fouls that one off. Not too many times do you see a strike called on a true pass ball and not a wild pitch.
correct.
I mean, you don't really see it on a wild pitch either. But regardless, 0-2 count Casey Brown. And the pitch from Webb. Cut on and missed. They're going to have to throw it. And nothing doing. So good job there by Webb. As now 2 outs for the designated hitter, Trevor Goodwin.
And a nice job there by Gamble to get that ball, corral it, look the runner back, and then fire down to first to complete the strikeout and not allow anybody to advance. Didn't rush, didn't make a mistake.
Goodwin would love to find a few more RBIs, as he already has a couple on the day from the first game. Webb gets ahead here. Going to have a conference. I'm not quite sure what it's about.
Yeah, I mean, he came out very quickly to the mound.
The only thing I could think is maybe that they believe that the Grenadiers picked their signs from second base. And a little extended conversation between the catcher and the pitcher before Gamble heads back. So could be what it is. But it'll be a 0-1 count to Trevor Goodwin. Runners on second and third. 2 away here in the bottom of the second. That one's going to be through, and that's going to be a base hit and a pair of RBIs to Trevor Goodwin. The DH comes through again.
Goodwin comes through. Another timely base hit there by Trevor. He's had a nice weekend, and the Grenadiers are back on top.
That'll bring up the left fielder, Colin Long, as a lot of, some crowded lineup options for Brett Neffendorf, which kind of left Goodwin on the outside looking in to start the year. But he's found his way kind of into, I don't know if you would call him the full-time, as they still do split some time a little bit depending on the situation with the designated hitter, but he's a much more prominent role, and he's making the most of it, Stephen.
Yep.
So, pitch here to Long. That one's hit high. I imagine stays up long enough to be caught by Brothers out and right, but not before Trevor Goodwin gets the lead right back for the Grenadiers. So we'll head to the top of the third. IU Southeast leads this one 2-1. Cade Reynolds back out. Inning number 3 for him. He'll face the shortstop, Kason Troutman, who has really honestly had himself a nice little weekend on both sides of the ball. And that one smoked into the left center gap. That's got a chance. And that's going to get down off the wall. That's going to be a leadoff double for Troutman.
You're right on cue. He has had a nice weekend and an extra base hit for him, a leadoff double.
That turns the lineup over for Brescia for Marco Miller.
And exactly what the Bearcats are looking for. You surrender the lead, and just like that, you got a runner in scoring position for the top of the lineup.
See how Reynolds can battle here after the leadoff double. Miller shows bunt, but that one's well outside. With the speed of Miller, I imagine it's not even the easiest sacrifice as well if you're the Grenadier defense. That one's in there for a strike. The 1-1. That one's smoked down the line, but that's going to be foul. Miller showed his power in game 1 of the day. An absolute missile that got out of here and left. And it got out in a hurry. But he's behind the count 1-2 to Cade Reynolds. And the pitch. Good job by Casey Brown there to make sure Troutman stays at second. Good job by Miller working the count full. As we mentioned, not a guy you want to give free bases to. The payoff. Called strike 3 on the outside edge.
Yeah, that looked like that caught the corner to me, too. So, no, Miller thought it was ball 4, but one away.
Now brings up Gavin Hubner with still just one away. And a good job by Casey Brown to keep that one in play. That was not the easiest of blocks by any means.
Kept that in front of him. You're right, that was a tough play, but able to get that off the chest protector and keep it in front of him. And keep the runner at second base, more importantly.
Absolutely. That one smoked through the left side. Long coming in, and we're going to hold him. So not going to test the arm of Long, but the Bearcats now have runners on the corners. And we're going to have a conversation from Glendon Rush here, so we'll step away. Conversation over, so Cade Reynolds back to work. That one smoked, hit a ton. Going back is Mason White, and that's off the wall. That's going to be 2 runs and a double for Fody. So Brescia answers right back and retakes the lead. That one had a chance to get out of here too.
Crushed to center and just off the wall, but great answer by the Bearcats. They've been doing it all weekend, and they do it again here and retake the lead.
Brings up the left fielder, Mikey Clements. As the Bearcats are still in business, only one away. That one's going to get down into left center as well. Grenadiers just trying to find the outs. Now a couple runners on for Bryce Gamble, who started the scoring with the solo shot in the second. He'll watch his first pitch. He sees low. Cade Reynolds really going to have to dig in here. Love a ground ball. Try to get a double play, leave this deficit at 1 run. With a healthy swing like that, Gamble has different ideas.
A little low there. Gamble doesn't chase, but nice idea from Reynolds to try and induce a ground ball double play.
Now he's all around the zone. It's 3-1. Three-one pitch here from Reynolds. Not going to get the call, so that's going to be ball 4. Bases loaded now for Camden Brothers. And we're going to have a pitching change. So Garrett Hill is about to enter for the Grenadiers, and he's going to assume a bases loaded situation with one out here in the top of the third. We'll be back in a moment. As I mentioned before we stepped away, the new pitcher for IU Southeast will be senior from Zionsville, Indiana, number 9, Garrett Hill.
He makes his 13th appearance. 2-0 on the season with 4 saves and 17 1/3 innings pitched and an ERA of just 0.52. 19 strikeouts to 7 walks. Ks per 9 of almost 10.
Well, he's going to be tested today as he comes into a bases loaded situation with only one away. That one's going to miss high, so it's 2-0 now to Brothers. Good battle back pitch there from Hill. That one misses high. Last thing you want to do is walk in a run. And that's what he's going to do. That's going to be ball 4. Unable to come in and extinguish the threat, at least as of now.
And a high leverage situation here with the best arm out of the bullpen. Walks in a run. That's the last thing you want.
Gets ahead of Cossett here.
At least let the defense make a play. You can get the ball in play and see what happens.
The 0-1. Big power fastball right by Cossett. Hill's ahead now 1-2. It's a big pitch for the right-hander. The 1-2. Tipped and hung on by Brown, so strike 3. Good battle back by Garrett Hill, as now he'll face Hugo Benoit. Finally 2 outs, Steven. Anything they can do to try to...
But you got to be careful here. We already saw Hugo homer in the previous game.
That one cut on a miss. The 1-1 pitch to Benoit. That one gonna miss just outside. As Brown thought about trying to back pick Brothers, but ooh, that one fouled back off the mask. Big spot here for Hill. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled right back to us. We'll have another 2-2.
And we've seen with the Grenadiers today, they've been able to put together some big innings, but you don't want to let this one get out of hand. If you're Hill, you got to limit the damage here to just the run. Just the 3 runs rather, and stay within striking distance.
Good breaking ball. That one going to be back out of play. I think first breaking ball we've seen from Hill. So we'll have another 2-2. The pitch. That one fouled straight back. Good battle from Hugo Benoit. Hill's ready to deliver. That one will miss low. Full count. Runners are off on the pitch. Brescia dugout is getting pretty rowdy. 3-2. Fouled back again. he'll come set. That one's off the glove. So the run was going to come home, and that's going to be all as Benoit wins that battle, and that was a great at-bat.
Really well done by Benoit to just hang in there, spoil some good pitches, and then ball 4 drives in another run.
4 runs across here in the top of the third. Has the score 5-2. That one chopped. So you're at the bottom of the lineup, but Troutman's had himself quite a weekend, so it's not exactly any room to breathe. Good job by Brown to keep that one. That one right up the middle. There is Putnam, flips to Burdette for a fielder's choice. So Grenadiers finally get out of it, but Brescia strikes for 4 as they reclaim the lead. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Score 5-2 Brescia. Back to the top of the order for IU Southeast. See if they can punch back after Brescia scores 4 in the top of the third. First pitch high to Shield. See how the long sit affects Manning Webb. That one smoked to third, and that's going to be off the glove. But a good effort by Troutman to come over and still try to make the play, but Shield there in plenty of time, so that'll be a base hit for Slater Shield. And the Grenadiers have their leadoff on.
Big inning here for Webb. You've been staked to a 3-run lead. Top of the order up for the Grenadiers. If he can get through this without any damage, he's in prime position to.
That one lofted into left field, and there in plenty of time is Clement. So just what you wanted if you're Manning Webb. You get Mason White to fly out on one pitch.
With a short game like this, only 7 innings, this is a big spot for both teams here, especially with the momentum shifting back to Brescia after that 4-run top of the third.
Luke Powell steps in. Dugout didn't like the call.
I think there were a couple of those pitches that Hill would have liked to have gotten in the previous inning that he didn't get. So I think that's really where the issue is.
Count even for Luke Powell. Slater Shield at first. Like you said, big spot for both teams. And that'll be the 1 reset for Manning Webb. Webb has his sign and comes set. That one in there for a strike.
Somebody yelled pitch clock from the dugout. I was wondering the same thing. That took forever. I'm shocked he didn't get a pitch clock violation. I know it's longer with a runner on base, but.
No, it's the same.
Oh, is it the same?
College, it's 20 seconds all the time. That one will miss outside. Full count, so a good at-bat here from Powell. Payoff pitch. Good job by Gamble to snare that because if that gets by him, Shield was off on the pitch. He was going to end up at third easily.
Cruise into third easily, yes.
So runners on first and second now for Cody Putnam. 1 away, bottom of the third. Big hole on the left side. See if Putnam can deliver. Healthy hack, but fouled back off the screen. That one's going to be through the left side. Shield around third. He will score. So an RBI single for Cody Putnam. Grenadiers get one back. It's 5-3.
Great piece of hitting there by Putnam to just pull that one into the hole. The speed of the Shield. He scores easily, and the line keeps moving.
Yeah, we've talked about it quite a bit. That's been really just with a runner on second base. Troutman up the middle pretty aggressively, regardless of the hitter,
right.
And just leaves that 6-hole open. Now bring up Ethan Burdett. And we had a hit and run, and they're going to have to go, and we'll see if they're able to. That was almost dangerous right there.
That was almost a disaster, but the little bloop into right, everybody's safe. Sacks are packed for Max Falk.
You know, I don't know if you've earned that bit, Steven. But you're giving it a good run, so I'll give that to you. Max Flock with an opportunity. Would love to find him a barrel.
I'm going to go with seniority. I've earned that bit.
Bases loaded. Still one out for the Grenadiers. And that's going to force in a run.
So we've seen a walk with the bases loaded.
2 of them.
Yes. And now a hit batsman.
In different bases loaded situations.
In different bases loaded situations.
So the Grenadiers push across their second run as Casey Brown is looking to even things up or even give the Grenadiers back the lead. This series has been knockout, drag out.
A roller coaster.
Absolutely. Third baseman in on the grass, expecting bunt maybe.
I can't imagine that's going to happen here.
Yeah, he is in.
Yeah.
Not just his toes on the grass. I mean, he's a step inside the cutout. So interesting. See if he moves after the pitch. But heading the count on 1 is Manning Webb. Yeah, he's starting to creep back a little bit, but he's not. He's staying close. Big spot here for Casey Brown. That one's hit well into right. Should be deep enough, but we'll see. And it is going to be deep enough, and the run will score. So things are tied back up. Scores 5-5. Runners now on the corners as both Burdett and Putnam advance. Burdett moves from second to third. Flock stays at first.
And another RBI opportunity for Trevor Goodwin.
He would love to cash in.
Already has a couple here in game 2. And they're going to put him on to load the bases.
The bases for Colin Long. Maybe from a power perspective, I understand, but coming into this weekend, Goodwin only hitting 211, whereas Long is right under 300 at 296.
Yeah.
Like I said, I understand the power threat, and Goodwin's had himself a good weekend, so those numbers have definitely jumped.
And not to besmirch the good name of Trevor Goodwin, but Colin Long's got some speed that Trevor Goodwin doesn't have. So now you put a little grounder to the third baseman or something. Long's going to be able to beat that out and continue the inning. So interesting decision.
We're going to have a conversation between the assistant coach for Brescia and the infield.
Now, obviously, it sets up a force play, but anywhere, but
not too often are you too worried about the force at third or home.
Exactly. So it's an interesting call.
You do eliminate the steal stop, right? That where maybe try to draw the throw to the middle of the field and have Burdett score if Flock were to try to advance. So that is eliminated. But just as far as personnel, they're going to hedge their bets and
see if Colin Long
another
can make
big spot. We keep saying big spots, but all these have been so far. See if Long can deliver and make Brescia pay. Huge hack. One thing also that you I don't know if you're going on reverse splits or what, but you had a lefty-lefty matchup with Trevor
True.
Goodwin, whereas now lefty-righty with Colin Long. So good first pitch by Webb. That one's going to be slashed foul, so quickly 0-2. Colin Long going to have to do anything he can to stay alive. Want to make the defense earn it. The 0-2. Good job there by Long. Webb has his sign and has another 0-2. That one in the dirt. Good job from Gamble as Burdett was quite a ways down the line.
He's ready to go.
Yeah, he's given everything that Fody is going to give him over there at third base as far as that secondary lead. One-two pitch. That one's going to be into left. Is it going to stay up? It is. So the decision works out for head coach John Herbig as Long is retired, but the Grenadiers do strike 3 to tie this right back up at 5. So we'll head to the top of the 4th with a new ball game here in New Albany. Top of the order for Brescia here in the top of the 4th as Garrett Hill going to come back out. Talking about this off air, Steven, how much can traditionally your closer give you?
I would think he gets this inning and that's it. And then you just work your way through 5, 6, and 7.
Yeah, I think depending on how this inning goes, I could see a third inning, but then you're starting to.
He's already up to 22 pitches.
It's all going to depend on how effective and efficient he is as he throws that one right by Marco Miller. So count 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. That one fouled back.
Just a wild weekend. Nobody can string together consistent scoreless innings.
That one called strike 3. A good pitch there from Hill. Gets Miller down looking. Not quite sure what he was looking for there, as that one looked good from our angle. Gavin Hubner now. He'll chop his first pitch over to Shield, and a strong throw will get Hubner at first. So good job there by Hill. 1 pitch, 1 out. 1 pitch outs are our pitcher's best friends. But that brings up Johnny Foti. However, with the bases empty this time. Foti has shown the power today. Back-to-back breaking balls bounce, so 2 quick outs and then a 2-0 count. Two outs, 2-0, as Ben Reel would say. Good comeback fastball there, as that one's right by Foti. That one in there called strike. Good pitch on the outside corner by Hill. Would love to get Foti here. The 2-2. That one out. Payoff pitch from Hill. That one, kick save off of Hill, right to Flock, but gonna have to check on the right-hander as see what that caught, as it caught him square. But he's walking right off the mound, so he'll get credit for an assist nonetheless. As we head to the bottom of the 4th, score remains 5-5.
Slater Shield leads off the bottom of the 4th, as he did the bottom of the 3rd. When the Grenadiers are able to come back and tie this game, he'll look to put the Grenadiers in front. Garrett Hill looks fine in the dugout. That's hammered, but will hold up in the left center field air there for an out. So one away, one pitch and one out, as Shield is retired on the fly out to left center. And now Mason White. Low for ball one. Top of the order here in the fourth. Fouled away, counts even at one. Sent into right center field. That will get down as Miller can't get there, rolls all the way to the wall, and White will cruise into third with a triple. A liner into right center. And now Luke Powell will have an RBI opportunity. White at third, one away. The pitch popped up, and that will not get the run home. Two away on a pop out to short.
Cody Putnam will step in. Try to cash in Mason White from third. He hits that well to center. Will it be enough? Going back on it is Miller. Hangs on to make a grab at the wall. What a play.
Wow. After not being able to get to the White triple, he comes back and saves a run up against the wall to end the inning.
So we'll head to the top of the fifth, rather. Score remains tied at 5. Mikey Clements set to lead things off. Garrett Hill back out after the comebacker, so that's a good sign for the Grenadiers. See if he can continue to be efficient. Breaking ball is going to miss outside the first pitch for Clemens.
That's pitch number 35, so we've got to be at the upper reaches of his limit. Again, the typical closer for IU Southeast came in a high leverage situation.
Yeah, this being the third game of the set, bad weather staring down the barrel this next week may ride him for as much as he'll give you.
Yeah, good point, because it looks like rain Monday, Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday, so midweeks are probably not going to happen.
Breaking ball there, chopped. Putnam in to make the play. Throw on the run, strong throw. Good play by Cody Putnam to retire Clements. That'll bring up the catcher now. Gamble.
Already a homer today.
That one's hit high. Powell's going to have to battle the wind and the sun out there. He's going to be there to make the play. Kind of scared me a little bit as he looked like he was coming in and then quickly put it in reverse. And the shades of your favorite viral video, Steven.
Throw it in reverse, Terry.
Best part about that is you couldn't even get it out without laughing.
I was already thinking it.
First pitch to Brothers is outside.
Wasn't even going to acknowledge it, but you know me too well.
The 1-0 pitch from Hill. Fouled out of play.
And at the rate Hill is going, he may be pitching his way into another inning of work. Knock on some wood, yes.
That one's going to miss outside as he tugged it. Say the sun keeps coming in and out of some shadow, or some clouds rather, to create some shadows. That one smoked into the right center gap. That's likely extra bases for Brothers. White gets there and strong throw in, but not in time. So 2-out double, as that one's on you, Steven.
And this is where you got to highlight the Brescia coaching staff. That was a late switch in the lineup, and he comes through with a extra base hit.
Now the designated hitter, Josh Cossett. Hill would love to strand the base runner. Keep this thing tied. And that one's going to be tapped to Brown. And he's going to have plenty of time, and so Hill will do just that. Works around a 2-out double to keep this thing tied at 5. So we'll head to the bottom of the 5th. Grenadiers looking to take the lead here in New Albany. Manning Webb continuing to get the go-ahead from John Herbig.
Only at 58 pitches as he starts the fifth, so he's done a good job to limit even the longer innings. He hasn't thrown a ton of pitches.
As the bullpen's been up for a couple innings. That one hit well. But coasting under that one is Miller, as he's been busy all week. Oh, weekend rather.
Mm-hmm.
A little hiccup over here. Good job by Webb to kind of settle back in after the two crooked numbers in the second and third. Left White stranded at third with less than 2 outs last inning. And that one's going to catch a piece of flock, this time off the noggin.
Grazed his helmet, so he'll be aboard with one away. And saw Brett Neffendorf go out to the home plate umpire. Logan Murphy now on deck, fresh off of a cycle. Or I'm sorry, he'll bat for Casey Brown.
See if he can continue his good day. Also maybe just getting a fresh set of eyes in there to face Webb. That one's fouled weakly towards the dugout. Be interesting to see, as I don't think if he were to reach that he could get a courtesy runner.
Because he wasn't the starting catcher?
No, it's because as a pinch hitter, even if you're going in to play the position, you have not assumed that position yet.
Okay.
Now, I could be wrong, but generally on these things I'm not, so we will see.
Well, and that would make sense. You're pinch hitting. You're not.
You are not yet the catcher.
Correct.
Murphy has a 2-1 count. Flock, little lead over there. Big swing and a miss. Good change up there from Webb. See if Murphy can pull through. No, he cannot. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that'll bring up Trevor Goodwin. They intentionally walked him his last at bat, and it worked out for him as they were able to get Colin Long as he lined out to left. See if Goodwin can make them pay his next time up. That one fell back off the screen. Good pitch in on the hands. So the 0-2 pitch here to Trevor Goodwin. He'll see another one. Count moves to 1-2. We're hitting the witching hours of Cutter Sports Complex. See if the sun starts to play a factor. Good battle by Goodwin.
Goodwin can hammer a mistake a long way, so Webb has to be careful here as he tries to get the final out here in the 5th.
Try to make, oh, he's going to beat that out. So good job there by Trevor Goodwin, as just tough time finding his footing over there again was Hubner, just deep in that 4-hole.
And I think it was almost, he just kind of panicked after he bobbled it, and then again had some footing issues too, but he just rushed everything once he bobbled it, and Goodwin able to beat it.
Yeah, that's a tough play nonetheless. That's going to be a hit for Goodwin, but that's just the second time that Hubner gets over into that area and then slips and loses his footing just a bit. So now Webb will face Colin Long again. Put a good swing on a pitch in his last AB, but just right at the left fielder. Grenadiers love going with 2 outs. Would love to continue that in this one. Long was on that one, but just missed it. As Steven, you are twisted up in a pretzel over here. I don't know how you do that to yourself.
I'm just sitting here minding my own business.
The 1-1 pitch to Long is high. Somewhat surprised that we didn't see a pinch runner for Trevor Goodwin here, especially this late in the ballgame. Now, that one's going to be a tough play. Webb gets there to make the play, and he's going to be safe. So an infield hit for Colin Long, and the bases are loaded. Back-to-back infield hits.
And now you're going to get a pinch runner at second base for Goodwin. It will be
Mackay
Stoner, yes.
He is fast.
Fast.
I wonder if we're going to have a pitching change as well, as out comes John Herbig. Herbig going to have a conversation with his starter. See if Webb can talk him into leaving him in. It's a pretty lengthy conversation, Steven, so looks like he's going to stick with him. And he is. So John Herbig going to trust his.
This is kind of an interesting
starter
call here. Shield now up for the 4th time against Webb.
We'll see if he can deliver. I imagine if Webb able to get out of this one, that the dugout is going to go crazy. First pitch here to Shield. That one's going to miss a little high.
So if you're Slater Shield, you've got at this point have seen everything that Webb can offer. See if he can use that knowledge and come through here for the Grenadiers late.
If he's able to get something through the infield, it's going to be 2 runs most likely. Shield finds himself ahead in the count 2-0. Now if you're Shield, what kind of approach do you take, right? Bases loaded, a walk scores a run, he gives you the lead. But 2-0 probably coming with the most hitter-friendly pitch you're going to see. So we'll see what he does. That one's going to be outside. Ooh.
A late strike call.
Going to get the call. So good bounce back pitch from Webb. That one's hit to third. Fody going to throw it across in time. So good job by Webb to strand the bases loaded and keep this game tied as we'll head to the 6th. Score remains 5-5. New pitcher for IU Southeast will be senior from Louisville, Kentucky, Connor Freeze. Comes in a big spot as this game's tied in the late innings. His first pitch to Hugo Benoit is going to be fouled. That one chopped to Shield. That's going to get under his glove. So an unfortunate bounce and a leadoff hit for Hugo Benoit.
Freeze enters. It's his 10th appearance on the season. He's worked 6 2/3 innings. No record. 5.4 Ks per 9, 4 strikeouts to 6 walks, giving up 11 earned runs, 15 runs total.
As we'll have a pinch runner in the form of Darnell Coleman in a true pinch run situation. And Shield going to make the play there. Is a good job there by Flock to snag that, as good bunt by Troutman. And now they got runner in scoring position, but the top of the lineup coming up.
Nice job by the 8th and 9th hitters in that Brescia lineup to little small ball, get the runner in scoring position for the top of the order here. Already the 6th inning, you may just need 1 run. Might be the difference here. The way this game's gone, you know the runs you can get. This weekend is gone anyway.
Good job by Murphy there to keep that one in front. Freeze has some electric stuff. Whenever he's right, he's one of the best on the staff. I want to call it strike. Miller thought to wave at it, but the 1-1. Absolute hammer of a breaking ball for strike 2.
Great breaking ball there.
Big pitch here for Freeze. Another one. That's going to be strike 3. Miller did not agree with the call. So 2 outs now, as Freeze will face Hubner, which, if you're Brescia, this is the guy you'd like up in this spot.
And he's 2 for 3 here in game 2 today. Freeze comfortable with that breaking pitch so far.
Cut on a miss. Good fastball. Freeze has it working right now. No pitch bigger than the next. The 0-2. Chopped foul, so good job from Hubner to stay alive. We'll have another 0-2. And the pitch. Crossed up, but he's going to get him. So the cross up at home ends up working out, as I don't know if I've ever seen that. Clanks off of Murphy, I think off of his chest, recovers in time to get Coleman out at third. So good job by Freeze and a good job there by Murphy, as we'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Score remains 5-5. Manning Webb out again here in the 6th. Has very much settled in after those 5 runs given up in the 2nd and the 3rd. As he'll face Mason White. A couple lefties to start the 6th. Mason, relatively quiet day. he would love nothing more than to flip the script on his afternoon. Starting his last at bat with the triple. And that one's going to be down the line. With his speed, there's a good chance that could be extra bases.
Wow, and he shuts it down.
And I would have thought for sure he may have tried to bust that one for two off the bat, but he decides to keep it a single. So leadoff base runner for IU Southeast. And that'll bring up the right fielder, Luke Powell, who, especially as we head to this next inning, don't be surprised you see him come out on the mound. And a good bunt from Powell, as Webb is going to throw that over in time. So that'll work in a traditional 1-3 sack bunt. So runner in scoring position for Cody Putnam. And Manning Webb is just going to be asked to get the lefties, as it looks like we're going to go to the pen. I don't want to be too premature, as he hasn't made the call yet. Or has he?
Yep, he has.
So we're going to have a new pitcher, so we'll come back to you with the pitching change in just a moment. So a little double switch, as Hubner is going to re-enter in the mound. So before we could even tell you any of the changes, he will come in to pitch. Foti will move from third to second, and Gavin Reams is going to come into the game. He'll go to third base, so they will lose the DH.
Hubner on the season is 1-0. This is his third appearance. He's worked an inning and 2/3.
Has yet to allow a run.
Only allowed one hit and struck out one.
1-1 pitch to Putnam. That one's going to be hit through the right side. Mason's coming. And the throw by Brothers is not in time. Big RBI base hit for Cody Putnam, and the Grenadiers have the lead.
Good piece of hitting there, just goes the opposite way, doesn't try and do too much with it. In the hole between first and second. White with his speed comes through and scores easily, and the Grenadiers have the lead.
It's a huge spot there for the senior from Evansville. He'll make way for Ethan Burdett now, still only one out. The Grenadiers have the lead now, but they would love some insurance. That one off the glove. It's going to be a pass ball. Putnam moves into scoring position. Counts 2-0. Base hit through the infield, likely to score Putnam. A massive insurance run sitting on second base for the Grenadiers. That one in there. Hubner, little funky sidearm arm slot. Three-one pitch to Burdett. That one's in the dirt. Good job by Gamble to make sure Putnam doesn't advance, but that's going to be a walk, and runners on first and second now for Max Flock.
Flock was hit earlier.
It's hit twice in this game. That one's skied. That's going to be an infield fly. Good job by Hubner. Able to get Flock to pop up and no one advance. So 2 outs for Logan Murphy. Massive hole on the left side. Really, the middle isn't pinched. That one right by Murphy, swing and a miss.
Now Troutman's back to more of a normal shortstop position. So part of that hole is covered up.
That one's outside. Good eye by Murphy. Breaking ball outside, 3-1. That one's going to be ball 4. That one's going to miss. Base is now loaded for Mackay Stoner.
Interesting.
He's going to stay in and hit for Trevor Goodwin.
And then Hazelwood will run at first base.
In the courtesy fashion. sacks are packed here with 2 outs. Stoner squares to bunt.
Interesting.
Pulls back. He's trying to use that carrying tool of his. And now you see Reams come in on the grass. He wasn't expecting the bunt either. That one misses high. Hubner all around the zone. That one in there. A lot of speed on the bases for IU Southeast, so if Mackay's able to get something through, could be runs plural. But a good job by Hubner to battle back. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away in the bottom of the 6th. Bases juiced. It's a big pitch here for Hubner. Counts full. Runners off on the pitch. The payoff. That one's into left, and that's going to be runs plural. It's down.
Great.
Huge spot there for Mackay Stoner.
Great job by Stoner to not chase anything off the plate. He just lifts one into left field, gets a couple more runs in, provides the insurance, and
that's a huge at bat.
That's
there.
a veteran at bat from a freshman.
Yeah, he's a JUCO transfer.
Okay, JUCO transfer. Okay, a newcomer to the IU Southeast program. Let's put it that way.
First pitch, Colin Long's going to be inside. The best part of today is going to come that now I have a situation to get you on like you've had on me for years.
When I said, I was like, wait, I don't think that's right.
See Long with an opportunity to add some more insurance. I mean, the way this whole day has gone, but even this game, you can't assume that 3 runs is enough.
Correct. Now, Freeze came out and dominated in the last inning, assuming he can go another inning here, which I would think he could, but still.
I think you're going to see Freeze return, or you'll see Luke Powell.
Yep.
That one's skied into first, and under it is Benoit. So, Grenadiers break the tie, and they'll take 3 in the bottom of the 6th. So as we head to the final frame, Connor Freeze out to try to save this one. Grenadiers lead 8-5. It'll be Gavin Hubner, your now pitcher, for Brescia to lead things off.
We've seen a little bit of everything in this series.
First pitch swinging, and that's going to be out of play.
Pitchers who were also designated hitters in Game 1 today. Now we've got no designated hitter in the lineup for Brescia, the pitcher hitting.
That one's going to be smoked into left, and that's going to be a leadoff base hit.
So he helps himself there, and
Brescia needs some base runners, and that's a good start.
Leadoff base runner makes those insurance runs that much more important. The sun coming back out could play a factor. I've seen it impact games here many times. That pitch inside to Foti. Cut on and fouled into the glove of Murphy. That was a healthy hack by Foti. That one in there for a called strike. It'll be interesting to see if Hubner goes in motion, as the Bearcats need 3, not just 1. Hammer of a breaking ball, and they're going to check. They say he didn't go. That was pretty close. The 2-2. Cut on and miss. Strike 3.
No question there. Out number 1 for Freeze.
First one sometimes the most difficult. Now they're just a pitch away. Left fielder Mikey Clements now. The Bearcats are in the part of the order they would love to have up in this situation. Sinker in on the hands, cut on and missed.
Clements isn't going to do anything with that pitch at all. Well done there by Freeze to start him off.
That one, not quite sure where it missed. And the runner's off. Yeah, they're in plenty of time. So double play no longer in order. And Freeze falls behind Clements 2-1.
If you're Freeze, the base runner really doesn't matter here. Just go after the hitter. You got a little cushion. Just worry about the batter here.
3-1 to Clements. Big pitch here for Freeze. That one's hit high.
Off the top of the press box here.
Full count for Mikey Clements. The one out, runner on second. The payoff. That one's going to be chopped to Putnam. Throw across in time. Good battle back from Freeze to get Clements, as now it'll be 2 away for the Brescia catcher, Bryce Gamble. Hubner does move up to third, but you have to think the Grenadiers aren't worried about him.
Not at all.
Or they shouldn't be, rather.
Correct. They should not be.
Gamble does have some power, so you can't just serve him one. Huge swing and a miss by Gamble. That one's going to be chopped. Count 1-2. Big pitch here for Freeze. He has his sign. And the pitch. That one's up the middle. And that's going to be through. This one not over yet.
And now the tying run comes to the plate. Nice piece of hitting there by Gamble to just send that one back up the middle. Seeing eye single.
As we're going to have a courtesy runner, number 11. It'll be Colin Garrett. Now, like you said, you bring the tying run to the plate. Freeze falls behind Brothers. Evens things up. Good fastball there. That one, half-hearted swing. Strike 2. Freeze is presented with this situation again. Can he change the outcome? The 1-2. Cut on and missed. Big pitch there by Freeze, as he's going to love that, and that's a huge confidence boost for the senior from Louisville, as the Grenadiers are going to take this one by a final score of 8-6. An absolute barn burner we had, Stephen.
It wasn't the prettiest, but the Grenadiers able to get the sweep over Brescia here. Great job by Freeze to nail this one down. Timely hitting throughout the series for the Grenadiers, and they'll be happy to escape with the sweep.
That will take Grenadiers to 21-12 on the year, 13-2 in conference, as Brescia moves to 12-23, 6-9. I can definitely attest to this, Stephen. This being quite about the 10th year I've seen a Brescia team. This one has a little bit of grit that the Bearcats of past have not had. So definitely look out for them to make their way into the tournament in the expanded format and give people a run for their money, because the Grenadiers, although had a sweep, had anything they could handle this week.
They had to really battle to come back multiple times to get these wins, and Brescia made a lot of plays to take late lead, just couldn't hang on, still trying to figure out how to win, close out some games, but they are much improved and will be a tough out in that conference tournament.
Well, the Grenadiers have a successful weekend. They go 3-0 here this week, so they'll be supposed to be in action this week, weather pending, midweek, and if not, they will play Oakland City this upcoming weekend at Oakland City. So the Grenadiers take both ends of the doubleheader today, and that's going to do it for us. For Stephen Newts, I'm Kyle Hawkins saying see you next time.